Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Jasmine, the Buffet Witch, and welcome to Playing in the Makeups with Jazz. This is a look I did when I was actually testing some cream products, but instead of posting that entire long video, I thought I would just show you how I ended up with this eye look. So it kind of takes off where I paused for the makeup look or the face look. So without too much gum flapping, here we go. Hi guys, so let's get started. I like how I told myself I was only going to do a very simple look, very quick makeup, and I was going to take it all off and go lay down before I have to work. And yet here we are. The spirit just took over, girl, and I have this. I really want to learn to do like blobs and shading and just like beautiful artistic like abstract makeup, and I think that's what the inspiration was, because here we are. So let me see if I can recreate this, girl. I don't even know, but let's see what happens. Okay, so we are going to start with my Juvia's Place Eye Prep Eye Prime in shade 1. I just grabbed it. I was aiming for shade 2, but we grabbed shade 1. So here we go. We're gonna whack this on. Okay, so we're just gonna start. That is way too much, girl. I'm nervous. Okay, so I'm just gonna wipe some of that off on the lid of my color switchy thing. We just gonna whack that on. Okay, whack it on, buff it into the brow all the way up. So I was going to do another Juvia's Place Culture 2 palette look, but I was like, you know what? Let's just pause on that. I already have 4 looks done. We can sneak something else in. Because like I said, I have to start using some of the things in my collection before I can shop my stash, and I really want to shop my stash. So in today's video, we are going to be using the Beauty Bay 42 Pan Midnight palette. This is the Blurples. We're staying in the blues, okay? So let's see if I can do this. I'm going to start with this color called Elixir right here. This is going to go just on the inner portion of the eye, right in here, okay? So right up there. Not really aiming for the lid as much as we're just in that no man's land of that sockety there, you know, okay? That's where that is. That's where that goes. That's all we need to do, okay? There we go. Then we're going to go into the shade Bingo. Looks like this, a more mid-tone blue. That is going to go on the outer portion of the top and kind of out towards the brow. Now these don't have to be, they don't have to connect. They don't have to be super blended. Just whack them on, call it a day. All right. Moving on, color switch, clean, clean, clean. Going into this color here, Midnight, dip, dip, dip. That is going to be like our wing. So I am gonna wing it up and towards that blue, and then inwards to the eye liner area, okay? That's it. Looks terrible, doesn't it? Yeah. So I started doing, I was like, what's happening? And my makeup spirit was like, just relax, just let it happen. Just let it happen. Okay. Now we're gonna go into the shade Fancy, which is this pink here. This is going to fill those gaps. So it's not only going to fill our brow bone gap, really got a cotton candy thing going on here. So we're gonna fill in our brow bone. We're gonna fill in, we're really going to fill in the inner corner. Okay. Don't you dare start leaking. I'm talking to my eye. And that's gonna go right in the center of those blues as well. Okay, so really just a cotton candy explosion. Now, we're just gonna bounce back between those first 3 blue shades and just kind of establish a tiny bit of blend. It's not entirely necessary, but we do want a little bit. That is not the right color. But for this part, instead of Bingo, I'm going into Denim now, which is a bit deeper. And we're gonna, yeah. Because I think I did that on the first eye on accident, but I just kind of wanted 3 different blues, okay? Then back into Midnight just to reestablish that depth, because the eyeshadow is really just not even the main attraction of this look. As you can see, it's going to be all about the liner. So we're pretty much done with this palette. We can close her, pop her away. All right, this is where I need all the makeup gods to gather and care about me, okay? So we are going to start, I'm going to start just by making a wing, okay? So let's see if we can get these even. Hold your, wait a minute. Did I do, yeah, okay. So we're just gonna make our liner. That was actually really good. And we are not gonna think. We are just gonna get in there and hope for the best, girl. Now, it's been a really long time since I've used a liner like applicator like this. That's like the flimsy little brush. Not my favorite, but it kind of works for this particular application, okay? All right, those look quite even, all right? So now it's time to make these here squiggly squaggles. So it looks like I kind of went inwards and then blah, 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 you know. So we'll do one of these and one of those. And honestly, we don't even have to strive for them to be similar. Just maybe kind of in the same space, because I have just enough extra skin on my eye to tug when I'm trying to like do smooth lines. So I'm just leaning into that and not trying to get super smooth lines. And honestly, I kind of like this kind of watercolor tie-dye moment that's a little bit more haphazard. I might go back and like squiggle this one and make it a little more haphazard, or just like put some eyeshadow on it. But I do like this blob here. So we're gonna aim to blob that one. And now I'm just gonna fill in that circle, which takes a while because this applicator is tiny. So I feel like when it comes to me and this style of makeup, this is where I want it to be perfect and crisp and, you know, very defined lines and perfectly shaded. And I get so bummed when I can't execute that. So today, I just leaned into whatever my skin and hand are going to do. The beauty of this is this is clearly further out than this one, and I can easily fix that. So that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna fill this in. See how easy it was to fix that? All right, now I'm gonna take a black pen liner and outline my my wing here. And the best part about this is if I mess it up, I can just go back in with the blue and fix it. So it's just a little bit of a like a safe look to do. because it's all very easy to clean up if I don't get it the way that I want it. So I just literally, for this look, I just had to lean into it not being perfect, and then it kind of came out like a little bit perfect. So now I'm just going to clean up the black by reestablishing my Periwinkle Blue shade here. And this is a liner from NYX. It came with the little NYX face products that I got with a gift with purchase. I'm pretty sure I got it when I repurchased my Can't Stop Won't Stop powder. So, all right, so there is our liner. And then for the outlines of the squiggles, I think I want to change that, and I don't really think I want the black outline. So I'm going to cover it up. And then I think instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to use the darker blue for a little bit of shading. So I don't have to entirely get rid of the black, but for the most part. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take a smaller brush here. I'm gonna go back into my Midnight palette, and we're only gonna play with the color Denim, which is this shade. And I'm just gonna try to establish a little bit of shading. Now, I'm no artist. I feel like a lot of the people that I watch that do this stuff so beautifully, it's because they're artists. Like, they just understand color and depth and dimension and shading and light and all that stuff. And it's something that I don't easily grasp. I remember the first time I noticed that it was when I was towards the beginning of the lockdowns for COVID. I got a adult coloring book, and I don't know if it was in the book already or I decided to also watch YouTube videos of adult coloring books, but I saw someone shading like a fashion cartoon, the jeans a different way, and I was like, oh my god, why didn't I think to like add some depth and some texture and dimension? I was like, oh, because I'm not a freaking artist. So I just colored in the lines and was like, that's how you color, girl, you know? So now I'm just like, I want to do depth and dimension, and I like that. It's kind of like a weird watery aqua thing. Anyways, let's move on because again, I have to lay down. So next what I'm going to do is I'm pulling out my Odin's Eye colors again, and we are going to be using that shade that I really like, the Periwinkle Bluey one. I would get the names, guys, but like I said, the names are on the bottom of the pans, and I am not ruining these shadows. So I am not taking them out. Oops, that's the wrong brush. So now I'm just going to put this Periwinkle Blue shade on the blue areas of my eye, because it really takes on this beautiful aqua vibe, this like sea foam greeny blue, and I love it. That's what I like that color for. Okay, and then on the pink, I actually pulled out my Moon Dust palette from Urban Decay, and we're going to use the shade Cowgirl Warrior. Wow, I do need to lay down because words are hard. Anyways, and put that on the pink portion of the eye, including the brow bone. Honestly, this Urban Decay palette, I don't get the hype. The Space Cowgirl stuff, I mean, it's okay. It is not more sparkly than anything else I've ever used. Like, it ain't sparkly really at all. Using this same brush, we're going to go onto the lower lash line. First, I am going to put just a little bit of primer under my eye, just so it adheres. I'm just going to use what's on the rim here. Let's get that on. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a little bit of the pink shade first in Fancy, the inner portion, and then using my blending brush, we're gonna go into that first shade C, that first lighter blue, bring that towards the inner and the middle, and then on the outside just a touch of Midnight, which is enough to like really make that a deep blue. Okay, and I came down a bit further, so I just balance it out. I don't really trip about it. I do like my eyeshadow on my lower lash line to come down rather far. And then I'm just gonna reestablish that pink. I really want that to be more pronounced here, because it's just so pretty. There we go. All right, really quick, I am just going to clean up my under eye with my Dermablend Warm Saffron, just for fallout and any creasing we may have, and as a bit of an eraser for anything that's come down too far. There we go. Beautiful. Now I'm just going to kind of mimic those shimmers. For the lower lash line, that Odin's Eye color, that's going to go on the entire lower lash line where the blue is, because I want that to be really sparkly and pretty. And for me to get the color out of this duochrome that I want, which is that blue periwinkle shade, I just have to, like, the base has to be blue. Else I don't get that shade. I get like a green gold, and I don't want that. Okay, I don't think I put anything on the inner corner as a highlight, so we're just gonna move on to black liner to create this little angled tear duct moment. And I'm actually going to, I want it to be more triangular. There we go, yes. So it just looks like a blob on this side, but we'll fix it. We'll fix it. Okay. And to fix it, I'm going to take a little bit of my Juvia's Place. Go. And then we're gonna fill that in with that pink. I did it. Okay. I'm gonna close up everything so we don't damage anything. And I'm gonna go ahead and pop on my mascara, which is still the Falsies from Maybelline. Yeah, this was a busy look. But I really like it. And we are done. I feel a bit Cirque du Soleil, you know? We are done. We are done. So, what lip do you do with this, girl? I don't even know. Let's try to figure it out, girl. Sure. I feel like something light, yeah? We're wearing blue, but we have pink on. I don't want it to be like bright pink, but I also don't want like lavender pink. Y'all. You know I love these. From Juvia's, oh, I mean from e.l.f. The Core Lip Shines. Oh, wow. Did we do it on the first go? We did. All right. Hashtag bonnet beauty as well, because I'm not doing nothing with my hair. This was not supposed to happen. We weren't supposed to do none of these drastic looks, but this is what we did. This is what we have, and I am here for it. Cheers. Well, I hope you enjoyed that random eyeshadow tutorial. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. It's been me, Jasmine the Buffet Witch, but you already knew that. Hence the shenanigans, because yes. But you have a good rest of your whatever, and I will see you in the next one. Toodaloo.